And so
Yeah.
the when you met this so-called white girl like Whitney Houston and stuff, did you tell her that somebody said that there's a white Whitney Houston?
No, no, I mean we might have laughed about it since then, but I don't think I said it at that time, you know. I don't think I told it at that time, but no, that was initially what got me to the studio because I was like, ooh, I mean, I gotta somebody sound like Whitney, and anyway, when I got there and saw that, they had the differences. First of all, Mariah writes, and I've just in always have been in awe, not of just of her singing ability, but the fact that she writes her own song. Mariah's had 19 number ones and has written 18 of them. So I want to say that's a record for a woman, maybe
Mm.
even more than Diane Warren. So that's, that pen game is just bananas. And even when we were like really young, she would just be coming up with these words. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She has this song that says, it's hard to fathom looking in someone else's eyes. And I said, it's hard to what to phantom. She said, no, fathom.
Oh,
I said, we don't use that in South Carolina. So, we just say it's hard to believe, So, but she just has a way of
oh,
saying words that, just wouldn't be the regular thing. 'Cause she could easily say, it's hard to believe.
uh,
Look at this, or whatever, whatever. But she would just come up with these words, and I would just be like, wow. So Mariah really has influenced me definitely as a writer as well because people know she can sing, but I don't know if people really give her credit for being a songwriter.
no, I think what people think is that they use the industry players. If you want a song of mine, I need some publishing, and
Right.
I'm going to put my name on it, I think that's what people think about, because I think if we think about writers, we may talk about Alicia Keys. Yeah, she's a writer, but I don't think we there's a belief that Mariah has been doing that from a long time.
Right, yeah. No, she definitely, I can put that to rest for y'all right now. Like Mariah is such a hook driven brain that she literally, without even knowing it, writes like three songs while she's writing one. Cause she'll come up with ideas so much, like it's just she just be spitting them out. Like, oh, wait a minute, I like the second thing you did. Wait a minute, so before I can even get to that, she's already on the fourth thing. So I'd be like, okay, listen, what is the song about? Let me go to another room and just write a verse. Because we've written some songs together as well. But it's just like she could just spit it out. It's just like it's amazing to see, honestly. So
Okay.
I got to give her a shout out for that writing as well.
So being you were a big fan of Whitney first and foremost,
Hmm.
and then but now you're good friends with Mariah, and I think I remember seeing an interview with Whitney that someone says, yeah, does Mariah sound like you? And she almost tried to hold her cool, say no, Whitney Mariah sounds like Mariah, and I'm sounding different. Are there any similarities between the two, or are they completely two
Oh,
different singers?
listen, it's hard not to have been influenced by Whitney. I mean, with a career that massive and at the age we were at that time, it's hard not to have some kind of influence by it. You know what I'm saying? To
Mm.
have been influenced by her, like Whitney was that type of artist and everything. Like, I really. Like I could always sing, don't get me wrong, but when I started singing along with Whitney Houston stuff, like in the mid 80s, it's just like my voice just went, I think, to the next. That's when I knew I could really be a singer. Put it
Wow.
that way. Let me just say that. When I realized I could sing along with some of that stuff she was doing, and people be like, what? I was like, oh, maybe I might be able to do something with this. You know what I'm saying? But that's again when I was in high school. But I'd be singing right along. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, but
Yeah.
but there is, but they're two different singers.
Yeah, they of course they two different people, but it's almost like steps. But Whitney obviously was influenced by Aretha Franklin and by Dionne Warwick, her cousin, and of course her mom. It's like you can hear the sprinkles of air, like especially when Whitney does like it's so Sissy Houston stuff that she does with that kind of pretty voice tone. So, but then it's like Aretha or something, Like I'm trying to give you an example.
Yeah.
Did we almost have it all? That's totally like the power is like Aretha, I think. So, but then she can do these pretty stuff that what's the name of one of the songs? I saw the news this morning and saw your face across the screen, which is kind of the Dionne thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think she was influenced by that. So the natural progression was that, listen, and now you got people like Ariana Grande and all that who are obviously influenced by Mariah.
Yeah, okay.
There's a whole video of Ariana singing Emotions on YouTube and doing it lick for lick. Like she's not trying to change up. Like, let me give you an example. Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell were like, baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Diana Ross did it. It was completely ain't no mountain high enough. Like completely different. Yeah. That's what I think a cover is, a remake is, when you make it your own. But nowadays, I don't think people are quite as creative, so they'll just copy the original version. But if you're just gonna copy the original version, I can just go put it on the original.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So I think it's like we had Stevie Wonder, then we had Charlie Wilson, then we had Aaron Hall, and then we had R. Kelly. So
Kelly.
So we had
exactly.
That. Okay.
The progression. Exactly.
Okay.
That was perfect. That was actually perfect.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between.
For even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay, you okay?
They don't understand what Jonas Boys are winning all spirits.
Play it.
These guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.